Hello everyone and welcome back to the channel. So today we're going to be talking about the NFC side of the wildcard weekend. So we just hit the AFC. If you haven't seen it, go and click the link below. I'll link it. But we're going to be talking about the NFC. So we have a pretty stacked matchup of 3 games, starting off with, we have Packers at the Philadelphia Eagles. Then we have the Washington Commanders going into Tampa Sunday night. And then to close us off, we have the Minnesota Vikings taking on the LA Rams at LA asterisk, actually in Arizona. So starting off with the Packers and the Eagles, this one is something that I'm excited for on the fact that it's a rematch of Week 2 in one of NFL's very niche international games. It was actually in Brazil. So the Packers lost to the Eagles in a close matchup, and it was really a back and forth, as you can imagine, a September game, back and forth. And so it came down to the last possession. Jordan Love goes down with like a knee injury that caused him to be out a couple weeks. They thought it was going to be more serious, but he was out. So Malik Willis finished the game, and the Eagles just ran it down with Saquon just doing what he does, right? He's a beast. And I think A.J. Brown in this game is going to be a key factor because he's the best receiver on the field, and they have to get him the ball. They have to. Along with Saquon getting 20 to 25 carries, I think Sirianni is going to have to really lean on them because, as you know, Jalen Hurts is coming off of a 2-game injury with a concussion that a lot of folks thought he's gonna recover a lot quicker. He hasn't, and so it's really just a matter of, is he healthy enough to get to the game? I think he is, but I think they're also gonna have to rely on their weapons along with their defense that has been shut down in certain games. So they're gonna have to rely on them. And I think on the other side with the Packers, they're coming in on a skid. They were 11-4, and then ended up 11-6. They lost to the Lions and the Bears, 2 divisional matchups, and they only won 1 divisional game, I think, all year. So it's something that they're going to have to just kind of put behind them and just say this is a fresh start. Josh Jacobs, unbelievable season. I think Jordan Love, if he can manage the game, kind of what I talked about in my last video with the Denver Broncos, managing the clock, right? Just keeping Philly off the field is going to be something that I think Matt LaFleur is going to try and manage throughout the week, throughout the game. Ultimately, I think that the Eagles are going to come out on top. They just have too much weapons. They have Devontae Smith on the other side of A.J. Brown. I think he has the ability to go off anytime too. A.J. Brown is not. So I think they're gonna win. It's going to be 24-14. In a tough matchup. It's going to be very physical. Moving on to the Washington at Tampa game. Now, this is one of my favorite matchups of the weekend on the fact that Jaden Daniels, rookie, has been sensational, hasn't played like a rookie at all. He's going to win Rookie of the Year by a mile. And then you have Tampa Bay with Baker, who has played tremendous even without Godwin, and just playing as a true starter and kind of the franchise guy after that contract. So starting off with Washington, they have had an interesting season. They're up and down, but consistent once they found out how to use Jaden Daniels effectively, with him running the football and then his ability to be a precision pocket passer as well. I think having Cliff Kingsbury in his back pocket is huge, right? He's a confidence builder. He's an offensive guy. And then, Terry McLaurin's a vet. And then Zacchaeus. They just have a lot of guys that are stepping up and making good plays. I think it's going to be a close one. On the Tampa side, you have, Baker Mayfield's playing unbelievable. Honestly, MVP category if it wasn't for Lamar and Josh Allen. Just his ability to win the division again. Get a home playoff game, no Godwin. Mike Evans is literally stepping up and playing like a Hall of Famer, playing like he's still in his prime. It's tremendous. And then also, Bucky Irvin on the ground game, really just pounding and grinding. So I think overall, Tampa's going to take the game. It's going to be close. I'm going to go with 20-14. I think it's going to be a low-scoring game. It's going to be all about converting on third down, which Baker is very good at. But it's going to be good. I think it's definitely going to live up to the hype as the Sunday night game. And it's something to look forward to, especially with, another rookie quarterback on the NFC side playing well. So then moving on to the final game, the standalone Monday night game is Vikings at the Rams, but in Arizona due to the LA wildfires. So praying for everyone in LA. Got a couple family members out there as well. But Minnesota is interesting on the fact that they've played earlier in the season, and they haven't. They looked good, but LA got the dub. This was right when Puka and Cooper came back on the Thursday night game. It's going to be a back and forth game. Justin Jefferson's going to have to play like a number one receiver, like the best receiver in the league. I know he can, but sometimes he does like to get in the shadows. But he's going to have to demand the football, right? It's playoffs, win or go home, and you got to win. So I think he needs to do that along with Aaron Jones. I think him getting the ball in space is very dynamic, very elite. And he's really good at just, working with young quarterbacks like he did with Jordan Love last year to get the dub in Dallas. On the other side, the Rams, I think, they're hungry, right? Last year they came up so short against Detroit. They almost got the dub. They played very sound football. They made a couple mistakes late. But I think they're hungry. They have a quote-unquote home game. They're able to just kind of, grind you out with the pass game and then finish off with the run. Kyron Williams, I think, is close to the league leader in touchdowns for running backs. He's a beast. Matthew Stafford's amazing. He's such a gamer, now that he has some support around him. And then Sean McVay calling the plays. Sean McVay and Kevin O'Connell, two of the best play callers in the league, right? They're so good. They know just what to call. They're very encouraging. I think it's going to be a shootout. I think it's going to be 28-25, and I think the Rams are going to get the dub and move on to the divisional round. It's going to be interesting to see what Minnesota does with Sam Darnold in the offseason. I think he deserves to be the guy. I don't make those calls, but he is one that has balled out, and for right reason, he needs to deserve it. But let me know in the comments what you guys think. Like and subscribe to the channel. We're just getting started this year, and we're excited. So that's it for the Wildcard weekend, and we'll see you next week.